What's up, yins, guys? Welcome back to Fishing PA with Ryan Reed. Guys, in this episode, I want to revisit one of my favorite memories from 2022. Just an awesome day on the water with really just awesome people. Guys, I had the opportunity to fish with Todd Leopardi and Joey Leopardi a few months back. I believe it was early September, and we got to get out onto the water and do some musky fishing. Now, you guys know that I've been super high on Leo lures for probably the last 3 years now. Leos have been the absolute best producer for me when it's come to musky fishing and catching muskies in the last 3 years, hands down. Now, you guys remember last year, before Musky Max, we had the opportunity to go out to Todd's shop, take the tour of the Leo Lures facility, his workshop, see all the tools that he uses on a daily basis to build these lures. We got to talk to Lori Leopardi as well and just kind of, spend some time with them, hear some stories, see some old pictures, see some replica fish, and really get to see how these baits were made. Hands down, this is one of my favorite videos I've done. And then I got to spend some time with Todd on the water, fishing our local lakes. We got to make a trip to St. Clair. All of these things were super special to me, and I had an absolute blast this year fishing with Todd. So it was on my bucket list to get a day to fish with Joey Leopardi as well. And it just so happened we had this day in September. It was just I think it was really good conditions. I can't really remember what the conditions were, but I just remember being super excited to get up there, get out on the water, and hunt for a big fish. Now, you guys also know, if you watch my videos, my personal best fish was a 45-inch fish that I caught with Todd Young up on Chautauqua. We got a 45.5 this year on the Bang & Bottom charter. Both of those fish were super special to me. I'll never forget either one of those fish. But, as the progression has it, you're always looking for the next biggest fish. So in my mind, moving forward, I'm looking for a 46-inch muskie. So with that said, Todd, this time of year, Todd's an excellent fisherman. Joey's an excellent fisherman. They make excellent musky lures. I was just super excited to get back out on the water with them and do some musky fishing. So, we're out on the water for probably 5 hours, not a single bite. Trolling baits around up and down the lake that we're fishing. And then all of a sudden, the rod goes off. Now, we had lost a fish earlier in the day that would have been a very, very good fish. I would have loved to see that fish. And it was Joey's turn. I actually asked Joey to go first. I didn't want to go first. Joey Leopardi, for those of you that don't know Joey, I want to talk about Joey for a second. Joey is probably one of the coolest human beings I've ever met and had a chance to talk to. Joey is super humble. He's down to earth. Joey works extremely hard. He has extremely talented skill sets when it comes to woodworking, very similar to what his dad has. Joey started his own business recently, within the last maybe year or so, maybe 2 years. He's doing just absolutely stunning woodwork, custom built-ins and things like that. So he works really, really hard. Super humble, super fun to hang out with. Joey's just a really good kid, and I really enjoy getting to talk to him at shows and getting the opportunity to fish with him. So I wanted to just say that, first and foremost, I wanted Joey to go first. Well, first rod goes off, we lose that fish. So naturally, Joey being humble and kind, similar to his mom and dad and the whole family, the rod goes off. And I'm going to share this clip with you guys. Just take a second to listen to the clicker on this fish. Okay, so the rod goes off, and here we go.
There you go, Joey. Down rod. There, you take that one. No. Pull it back. Sounds like a good one. I don't want to take this one, Joe. Feel like a good one? That's full of piss and vinegar. It looked nice when it come up. Ooh, a lot of lime. Yeah, it did. That's a big fish, dude. Oh, that's a big fish, dude. Nice, Joey! Alright. That's a fat one. Good job. Good job, buddy.
Alright guys, so we net the fish, and if you guys saw in that footage, Joey and I had a moment during that when that fish surfaced. We both looked at each other and we were like, oh, that's a good fish. So we get it into the bag, you know, we get some pictures, and at this point I knew it was a really good fish. I didn't know that it was going to be as big as it was. I was thinking probably 44, 45. So we measured it really quick. It was 46 inches on the nose, and I was standing there holding a new personal best muskie. And for the second time in 2022, that fish came on a Leo lure.
That's a PB, dude! That's a PB fish right there! Put the leather grip back on. Hi, baby. Oh, nice. Good job, Joey. I took your fish though. That was not. That's freaking awesome. Yeah! I always thought that was a bigger.
So, you know, super special for me to get a PB fish in Leo's boat with a Leo. Crazy to me. It was awesome. Dude, you guys make fun of me for saying I love this stuff, but I really do. Like, this was such a cool moment in time out on the water. So we released that fish, and I actually let Todd release it. I was stunned, and they probably could tell this, but I was like in shock, and I really wasn't with it because you know, we lost a really good fish before that too. So, you know, we released that fish, she swims off, and it was just like all smiles from there. So we just kept fishing, and eventually Joey got a crack at another fish. So rod goes off, here we go.
Whatever you want to put on. What is happening right now? We got freaking boards everywhere. There we go. Hey, Lori.
What?
Lori, Joey. Somebody.
Yeah, you find it.
I don't want it.
You pushed Joey away.
Well, he didn't hear the rod getting on. He didn't hear the rod out, too.
That was hysterical. You just whipped him to the side. That was so funny.
Sometimes you gotta whip them into shape.
You did.
Let's go.
You whipped him right.
I'm just like boards flailing everywhere.
Here we go.
I was trying to get that for the camera. Nice!
How about that lure?
Yeah!
How about that lure sliding up the line?
Dude, that was crazy.
A little bit of everything.
What the heck is going on right now? could hear that rod.
You're like,
I thought you were reeling something in for a second. I was like, what the heck? Because I saw the board.
I was trying to get the board.
The thing looked like a scar on it that was all healed over. Oh, got the tail wave and everything on that one. Got the crap out of the book.
Man, I'm telling you, these Leos put fish in the boat. They just do. They catch and catch and catch. They're super consistent baits. You know, Todd is an outstanding painter. Just unbelievable patterns. They're simple fish catching patterns. Now, some of them are super intricate and layered. But man, I just love the way he paints. I love the style of these things. And really, they're like super cost effective too. You guys know how much a musky lure costs on the market. Todd really makes an effort to keep his stuff like low in price and accessible to the everyday fisherman. So I really like that about that product line. Todd also builds a lot of different lures. You know, I've got this bait case over here I've been working on for the last year and a half. You know, Todd spent a lot of time with Ed Ladiano. And if you guys are from the Pittsburgh or Western Pennsylvania area, you probably know the history here. You know, we always talk about the Musky history in Western PA. The 79 belt, Elwood City, you know, the Dale Wileys, the Ed Ladianos, all of these like really awesome bait makers, and of course Todd Leopardi. There's so many good bait makers, and then there's just so many good fishermen that come from our area as well. You know, the Todd Youngs with the Jim Burrs, and really the guys that started Chapter 16 of Muskies Inc. You talk about Howard Wagner. There's just a lot of history in our area when it comes to musky fishing, and that's all part of this to me. I really like that. And you know, a lot of guys give me crap for like only fishing PA baits, but truth be told, like, I'm from Pennsylvania. I really want to support my Pennsylvania bait makers. And there's just so much history here with big fish, like in the Brian Boyers of the world with Legend Lures, and just all of these baits. So I still use the stuff from Ohio, the Boss Shads. I really like the extreme stuff. You know, Andrew's Musky Lures from New York. Like, I still use that stuff, and it's all good. It all catches fish. But there's this whole history and this aspect to me living in PA that really enjoys a PA bait when I'm out there trolling or when I'm out there casting. And again, Todd makes like jerk baits. He makes several different types of crankbaits, the Mojos, the Magnum Mojos. He's got the Shayla Shads. He's got the Hogs. There's, I think, the Musky Dog. There's all these other baits that he makes that he's been doing that are available at shows like Musky Max. So, you know, and the other thing, guys, is Lori Leopardi actually jumped on a boat with us late in the afternoon, and we had a third crack at a fairly big fish, again on a Leo. So just going to play the clicker sound for you guys because the fish did get off. Here we go.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
Whose rod's it?
That's
Me.
Lori's.
I gotta get my belt.
That's a good one.
That's a Rogo one. Oh. Yeah, you gotta get that.
So, you know, at this point, we were like 2 for 4. And really, like, the caliber of fish that we were contacting that day was just, it was absolutely amazing. So, this was one of those days that just seemed like bigger fish were eating, and it wasn't easy, but it was a tremendous amount of fun. I will never forget that day on the water with Todd, and the fact that I got the opportunity to hold a 46-inch beautiful muskie on a PA lake, caught on a PA-made bait, in the guy's boat that actually makes the lure. So, you know, that was just something super special to me to be a part of. So what I thought I would do now is quickly, because I don't want this video to go super long, but I just want to quickly run down through my top 6 Leo lures patterns. Okay, I've got these patterns in both Magnums and Mojos. These are like my 6 tried and true colors that if I had to pick 6 rods on my boat, these are the 6 colors that I would start with on any given reservoir here in the state of PA. Now also, guys, it's worth mentioning that these colors will catch fish Ohio, West Virginia, New York, Canada, Michigan. I've seen it in Michigan this year on St. Clair. They catch fish everywhere. These baits work everywhere, whether it's a natural lake, whether it's clear, dirty, whether it's a reservoir, whether it's a river, it doesn't matter. These baits catch fish anywhere in the muskie range. They will catch northern pike, they will catch tiger muskies, they will catch regular muskies, they catch bass, they catch walleye, they catch catfish. I've caught a lot of different species on these baits. I've even snagged a carp or two. My boy Charlie Mueller can attest to that. You know, so it's just, that's why I'm so high on these. Guys like always give me a hard time about that, but I will not sit here and tell you guys like how much I love a product if I'm not using it. Okay, that's just not me. Like I use these baits in my spread, whether I'm out with Dan and I've got 3 rods, whether I'm out with Donnie Swink and I've got 3 rods, whether I'm, you know, casting from shore and I just want to try a crankbait. You know, just like these are a staple in my spread now. So that's why I wanted to share this with you guys. And in addition to that, run down through these top 6 patterns. And it's really hard to pick 6, let me tell you that, because he's got crazy amounts of colors. Go out to his website, leolures.com, check out those colors. You know, just take a look, because there's a lot of patterns out there, and Todd will make you anything you want. Any custom color you want painted, just message Todd and he will literally paint that for you. This is an example of that. You know, Team Rhino does that ice walleye pattern. You know, that's a pattern right there that I asked Todd to paint for me. And guess what? He painted it, knocked it out of the park, and now Team Rhino is actually selling that pattern on their site, and it catches fish. So here we go. My top 6 all-time Leo Lures favorite patterns. Number 6, yellow belly legend carp. Yellow belly legend carp. This guy on a down rod has been really good to me. Number 5, thread fin. Okay, thread fin. Notice that chartreuse lateral line in the shad dot. It's kind of like a bluish silver white belly. This is just an outstanding color for our shad reservoirs. Next pattern, copper perch. You guys see this? The copper, the chartreuse belly, the perch bars. This bait has it all. This bait really does nice up on Chautauqua in the you know, the natural lakes. It does good on our reservoirs. It's just a solid fish catching pattern. All right, number 3. Probably gonna get some flack for this because I've told you guys multiple times this is my all-time favorite pattern. It is up there. I've shifted it slightly. So number 3 is $9 perch. Okay, I love $9 perch, man. This green back with the black, the yellows and the oranges with that scale work. I mean, this is just a fish catcher. It works. We've caught fish on that pattern, you know, quite a bit. Okay, number 2. Tell you a quick story. In this bait case, I bought my first Mojo a couple years ago in this pattern. Took it out fishing, and the thing would just not stop getting eaten. Crazy. 17 muskies on that bait. I retired it since. I tried to patch it up, fill in all the holes, you know, all the teeth marks. I tried that. I took it out. I ran it a good bit, and it just would not get hit again. So I probably need to, like, tune it. But the fact that it's caught so many fish for me, and I feel personally 17 muskies is a lot on one bait. I know that's not, you know, you guys have baits out there that have caught way more fish. I get it. But for me, that's special. So I put it in my case. I retired it. That was my first Mojo in that pattern. And that pattern just happens to be black perch. Okay, so black perch is my number 2 favorite bait. This one's been hit a few times. You can see some of the teeth marks on the head there. You know, yellow belly, the gold scale work, the black, you know, something about cloudy days and black perch just makes me feel good. It's like a warm cup of coffee in the morning. Number 1 favorite Leo Lures pattern, not just for the state of Pennsylvania, for anywhere, it's gotta be flow perch. Okay, flow perch has gotten me out of a bind multiple times, including one of the last videos I posted. We got a fish on this. Donnie Swink and I got a fish on this pattern in the Pima Tuning Three Rivers chapter of Muskies Inc. tournament 2 years ago. And that was our only fish. And it was kind of one of those things where it's like we put it out there on day 1 and it got hit. This color just produces, you know, it's the green, it's the yellow, it's the perch bars, it's the gold scale. I mean, this is just my all-time favorite Leo pattern. A lot of guys do this, but for some reason, these bright patterns do really well in our reservoirs. You know, there are so many other patterns that he paints. You know, and this one right here, this is like a sunfish. I can't remember what this pattern's called right now. But this is kind of like a sunfish pattern. And the blues and the scale, I mean, it's just a really pretty looking bait. And the other cool thing about Leo is a lot of times he'll do like hook sharpeners, and he'll use like lure heads and paint them in the patterns for the hook sharpener. So that's really cool. If you guys like a particular pattern, he'll have that available in a hook sharpener for like Musky Max. So guys, like, these are my top patterns. There's obviously tons and tons of patterns that he does, and a lot of them catch fish, and a lot of them will get you out of a bind whenever you just need it to happen. So again, I've been super high on Leos. I'm not sponsored by Leo. I don't want sponsorships for my channel, for our Musky Hunks podcast. That's not how I roll. I want to share with you guys tools that I use to catch fish that have been very good to me, and I use these in my spread regularly. So, you know, again, it was such an awesome experience on the water with Todd and Joey. I had so much fun that day. I got to hold a personal best muskie at 46 inches. What a beautiful fish that we were able to catch, capture that moment in time, and then release her to be caught another day. And again, just super special catching that second personal best fish on a Leo lure in Leo's boat. It just was something I'll never forget. So, you know, I don't know if Todd's going to watch this, but I'll throw a quick thank you out there to Todd, Joey, and Lori Leopardi. Thank you guys for opening your shop to me to come out and get a look at how you make these baits. Thank you very much for taking me fishing, you know, multiple times, in state, out of state. You know, thank you, Lori, for all the food on those trips. And just thanks for like a fun couple of days on the water this year. It was just something that I won't forget, and it was super special, and I had like an absolute blast. So you guys are out there musky fishing, or you want to get into the sport of musky fishing, or perhaps you're already fishing for muskies and you're struggling with bait selection like I have in the past. You know, one of the things I would urge you guys to do, if you're in Ohio, check out your local Ohio bait makers. If you're in New York, check out your local New York bait makers. If you're in PA, do the same thing. Local bait makers make lures specifically for the areas that you're fishing, okay? But oftentimes you get lucky and those baits will produce fish throughout the entire musky range. So if you guys need a solution for a lure, whether it's a crankbait, a jerkbait, whatever the case is, check out Leo Lures. Go out and check out his Instagram page, check out all the custom colors, you know, really just kind of like look at that. Get ready for Musky Max if you're going to come out there in March. Leo will have a giant booth. His brother Sean actually puts that Musky Max event on, so just kind of a super cool thing. And get yourself some of these Leo lures, get them out there in the water and catch some fish. All right, guys, if you like this video, hit that like button for me. If you guys like this content overall, just me kind of spitballing, sharing with you guys what works for me, what I like about these things, please subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate the support. I appreciate all of you guys that have given me positive feedback. So looking forward to kind of putting stuff away in the boat this winter. I got to get trolling motor installed, got to get a graph installed. I've got some stuff that I still got to pick up to get ready for 2023. I will handle that probably through Ohio and Musky Max this year. Looking forward to that and getting some footage, you know, of me out there fishing. Excited to do some walleye fishing with my dad. Excited to do some musky fishing, so can't come soon enough. We got winter to do some content and get prepped and ready to go, and that's my plan. So one last shout out to Leo Lures, leolures.com. Leo Lures on Instagram. Go out there, check these things out. You guys will not be disappointed. Buy a local bait from a phenomenal bait maker and really a phenomenal human being. You just will not be disappointed. So, all right, guys, I guess for now, we'll just say tight lines. We'll see you next time.